Willpower was great till 1990 or 95 maybe, at the max 2000. We live in the information age now. Willpower is not a bad thing. You need it. But willpower is not enough for most people to cross the finish line. How many of you here, you would say that for you to be coming across as a credible source to learn from, you have to have authority in front of people? Doesn't matter boardroom meeting, doesn't matter one-to-one meeting for deal making, doesn't matter whether you're doing webinar, seminar, or a TEDx speech. You have to have authority. And how to have authority? One of the ways to have it is by writing a book. If you become an author, it gives you sure shot license or passport to have authority in front of people. So we highly recommend write a book, even if you plan to stay in a job for a long time. What are the other ways to create authority? Is by doing something called branding association or third-party association. Who can you associate with and take their credibility in a moral, ethical, legal way that your branding goes up? Something, my students do, they do. And again, if somebody came, they spoke about, who came for long-term association as a question? Yeah. We'll talk about it at the end, towards 6 o'clock. So the best way to get a lot of credibility added up to your journey is to have long-term association with some amazing people. And one of the amazing people you're looking for is in front of you right now. Yeah. So what my students do, they first bring a picture of Tony and me, and then they transition it to become smaller, and then they bring their picture with me. And say, that I have been trained by one of the top world's, lead trainer of Tony Robbins, and I'm here to present ... How many of you understand that credibility goes up? Yeah. So how many of you here, you see a point now to take a picture with me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious about it. Why would you not? I've come all the way from London, I don't know how many thousand miles. You must. These people are not crazy, understand? And it's not that they're loaded. Sometimes we have that perception about people. They are smart in a different way. So be more smarter. And not just about my VIP. Anywhere in life, you can invest and get that growth happening, leverage it. Because we Asians are very much conditioned into saving, and it's not a bad thing. But just being engrossed into it completely most of the time or every time is not a good thing. Sometimes you have to let go of that attachment and invest in yourself. The only reason for most of you here, your effectiveness of communication would not come out, because you will do this day, you will feel good about it and not do much about it. Because your environment defines who you become. Willpower was great till 1990 or 95 maybe, at the max 2000. We live in the information age now. Willpower is not a bad thing. You need it. But willpower is not enough for most people to cross the finish line. What kind of environment you are in define who you become. My daughter is a living embodiment of what environment does to you. She speaks better English than me, I think so. Sometimes she makes these statements at home, I go like, oh, where did you learn it from, sweetheart? It's a pretty powerful statement, obviously from school. My neighbors, both sides, they're white family, they're English people. So all the environment she has been surrounded with since the beginning of her childhood is all English. She speaks Hindi and Punjabi, understands also, pretty much 90% I would say. But if you give her a choice, I think she would love to speak in English. How many of you understand? Her natural language is English. So yeah, that's what environment does to you. And sometimes people have this notion that I will read a couple of more books, I'll do a couple of more maybe teasers, and maybe I'll find the answers. If you really want to become that swimmer, cricketer, or football player, you have to get into the net or the ground and practice with the mentor being there. It's called a feedback mechanism, coachable environment. When somebody can zoom in and give you that minute distinction where it becomes powerful.